And no, the title of this video may sound crazy because if you love your wife, your first instinct is to try and fix the problem. And you're probably doing what any loving partner would do. You offer solutions, you read upon the symptoms, you try to bring logic to the chaos. But here is a problem, and it's a big one. What feels like helping to you feels like judgment to her. When you try fixing her during menopause, even with the best intentions, she doesn't hear, "I love you." No, she hears, "You are broken." And that quiet misfire is what is slowly failing so many long-term marriages. Hi, my name is Tina Shelton, the author of the book The Expert Guide to Menopause and Marriage. And on this channel, we use compassion to help couples navigate this intense life transition with more understanding, connection, and empathy. And because so many people I'm close to have lived through this transition and know what it is like to feel completely misunderstood by the person you love the most. And in the next few minutes, I will introduce you to 3 tools that can completely shift how you show up to your partner during menopause, and more importantly, protect your relationship from becoming another statistic. Before we get to these tools, let's talk numbers, because what is happening in bedrooms and living rooms around the world is not rare, it's real, and it is rising. Yes, let's look at what the data shows. In the US, for example, the divorce rate for couples over 50, what researchers call the Great Divorce, has doubled since the 1990s. And as of 2019, 1 out of 3 divorces involve a spouse age 50 or older. And in the UK, the trend isn't different, because a 2022 survey from the Family Menopause Project found that 73% of women, wait for it, 7 out of 10, blame menopause for the breaking down of their marriage. Even more alarming, 67 said menopause led to more argument and even emotional and verbal abuse. Now, pause with me a second and let that sink in. There are couples who have been together for decades, who have raised kids, built homes, shared everything, and yet they didn't make it through this phase. But the question is, why? Why is this happening? This is where it becomes interesting though. I know the answer to this question is multifaceted, I agree, but hear me out. Let me say this. Many couples do not survive this phase simply because no one told them how to navigate the emotional minefield of menopause as a team. Therefore, you don't need another list of symptoms. You don't need clinical advice. You need a translator. And by that, I mean someone who can help you understand what is happening in her body without taking it personally, without shutting down, or without giving up. That's what this channel is here for. Now, having said that, there is a disclaimer I want to make. I am not a doctor, I am not a therapist, and that is exactly why couples trust me, because I understand the language of menopause in the context of a relationship, not that of biology or trauma. Yes, my background is in investigative journalism, social research, and education, and I have spent years translating messy, emotional, misunderstood issue into tools real people can use in real life. Besides, I lived through menopause myself. I felt the chaos, and this is where I really want to throw my script away and talk from my heart. The first time I experienced perimenopause symptoms, I thought I was hit by a truck, literally. That was at the start of the COVID pandemic in 2020. I was then 48. I was waking up in the middle of the night with palpitations. I didn't know what palpitations were. It was as if my heart was trying to leave my body. And one night, I don't remember, it was so bad. I felt like going back to sleep was a mistake, because I literally refused to go back to sleep. I was so scared I wouldn't wake up in the morning. And hot flashes and the night sweat, they were increasingly overwhelming. When I had them, it was as if someone was injecting me or gradually pouring hot water in my veins from head to toe, sometimes from toe to head. That wasn't all. I also had anxiety crisis where I was tearful. I was mad at myself for no reason. How does it even make sense? I was mad at everyone in general. And one day, tired, I paused and I tried to understand why I was having all these changes all of a sudden in my body, and I didn't have a clue. I didn't know what was happening to my body. And the worst part is that my doctor didn't have a clue either. One day I called and she said I was having a heart attack because of the symptoms that I described. As you can guess, I couldn't be more confused. And the funny thing, people around me, my loved ones, were as confused as I was. Have you ever been confused due to perimenopause symptoms? Or your partner been confused due to this? Please write yes in the comment section if you can relate to this. Out of that confusion, something nice came out. I invest myself in understanding menopause in the broader sense of the word, trying to understand what was actually happening to me. Early menopause, I investigated premenopause, postmenopause, perimenopause, and a lot. And what I found after talking to so many couples hit me. Couples were not failing because they don't love each other. They were failing because they don't have a framework. And so my decision was made. I have to write a book about this. So the Expert Guide to Menopause and Marriage was born, and I published it last June, a few months back. When the review came in, they didn't just say nice book, but in record time, I have over 100 reviews, including 70% 5 stars. My surprise? Men were really responsive. Here are a few comments that you can read in your spare time. You can pause this video if you wish to read them. Then I realized something else. Reading a book is just the first step to addressing the key issue, which is misunderstanding between couples. Why? Because let's face it, we live in a time where people are more likely to interact with their phones than reading a good book. Even though I have put the audio version of this book available on Amazon and Spotify, I still felt like I needed to create a channel, a safe place for sharing ideas and support. Here, couples do not only get through menopause, but they also grow stronger together because of it. So if you are the wife watching this video, you might feel like you are losing your mind, you're exhausted, overstimulated, or sometimes barely recognize yourself. You are safe here. You are in the right place. If you are the husband, you might feel rejected, confused, not recognizing the woman you married. I can assure you, you are in the right place too. As promised, here are the free marriage saving tools every couple needs during menopause. First, stop fixing, start understanding. Husbands, partners, fear not. On this channel, we will translate symptoms into relationship language you can comprehend. We will focus on truly understanding each other's experiences. I will guide you through effective techniques to connect with your wife, your other half, when she's feeling overwhelmed and anxious. Really, my intention is to empower you to respond to your wife's needs in ways that foster support and empathy rather than frustration. The second tool, intimacy has to be redefined. Well, we will talk honestly about intimacy and emotional connection without pressure, without blame, without shame. Because we need to acknowledge something. Intimacy that you experienced before needs to change because menopause comes with new requirements. The third tool is just the practical scripts you need. I will literally hand you word for word scripts for how to talk about brain fog, anxiety, hot flashes, night sweat, fatigue without triggering a fight. In other words, these structured dialogues will help you articulate what you experience in a way that is kind and non-confrontational, significantly therefore reducing the likelihood of misunderstanding or conflict. If you want to stop the cycle of good intentions and bad results, if you want to understand your partner and protect your marriage during this transition, subscribe. I suggest you start this journey with the video you see somewhere on your screen titled "What She Wishes You Understood About Menopause Before It Pushes You Apart." Trust me, this is a conversation that changes everything.